Hi everybody, so I'm back in the kitchen. My last video I said I was gonna go scrub my shower. I lied, I didn't. I decided to do the video for the lotions before I go off scrubbing the shower. So anyway, so this is the natural lotion recipe that I use, and I'm going to show you how I put it together. So we start with our big pan that we have water in and a rack. You need just enough water to cover the rack to make the double boiler. And then we've got our pan that we're going to cook our oils and waxes in. So the recipe is 1 1/4 cup water, which we're going to use later, 1/4 cup emulsifying wax. I'm sorry, I'm still getting used to my bifocals. 1/4 cup coconut oil, 1 teaspoon beeswax, 1/2 teaspoon vitamin E, and then whatever essential oil that you might use. But we don't cook the essential oil in it. That comes later as well. So we start with the oil, and whatever oil that you want to use is fine. Like right now I'm using organic coconut oil, but you can use almond, jojoba, olive. There's all sorts of good oils out there for your lotions. So then we're going to scrape that off into this pan, and then we're going to take the dry measuring piece and get the emulsifying wax, which is 1/4 cup. Pop that in there, and then we're going to get the beeswax. It's 1 teaspoon of beeswax. Drop that in there, and then 1/2 teaspoon. There it is. It's gonna take me a while. 1/2 teaspoon vitamin E. There we go. And I like to scrape every bit of little oil out of here. One of the things that you should know though with lotion is you can't really overload it with too much oil. If you have too much oil compared to the water, it'll separate later and then it's no good. So we're gonna put that here on our pot, our double boiler. We're going to turn it up pretty high. It doesn't have to be all the way high, but medium high. And we're going to get that cooking there. And then we're going to get our candy thermometer out. And we're going to stir that up and let that cook. It all has to melt, and it needs to be at 155 as far as the heat goes. Then what we're going to do next is I use filtered water, and I'm going to pop that in this little glass thing. That's the 1 1/4 cup water. And in a minute or so, I'm going to stick that in the microwave. You can put it, in a separate pan and heat it on the stove at the same time if you like. But for me, it's just easy to stick it in the microwave. So I put it in the microwave for 1.5 minutes, and that works with my microwave to get it up to 120. So the water needs to be 120 and the oils need to be 155 for the natural chemical reaction to create the lotion. It's really cool how that works. So, and then we don't put the essential oil in while we're cooking it, because essential oil will just cook off and you won't get the smells or the benefits if you just put it in while it's hot. So I wait until I have it off the heat, and I'll show you when I do that. And it takes just a little while for these waxes to melt and come up to the right temperature. Let's see, I'll talk about a pet peeve of mine. Has to do with fragrance. So when I go to any kind of natural store or even online, except for a few, there are a few, and I'll tell you about them later. They're claiming to have natural products, and they do have lots of good stuff in their lotion, shampoos, and whatever. They may not use sulfates and phthalates, and that's all wonderful. No animal testing, that's fantastic. But when you look at the ingredients, they've got all these wonderful products, and then there's either fragrance, parfum, or perfume. And these are 3 legal terms that I've learned because I've had to protect my kiddo. So perfume is all the bad stuff. They can use anything in it, and they don't have to tell you at all what's in it. Parfum, that is a legal term that Europe has used, and they have banned certain solvents and petrochemicals in their perfume, so it's less bad. And then fragrance is a term, it's a legal term for someone they can put on the label without having to tell you what's in the fragrance. I've had a few companies tell me that it's all natural, but there is no way that they can prove to me that it is without listing the ingredients of the fragrance itself. The research I've done, I have not found any natural fragrance. So, and they say they do that to protect their proprietary blend, which I understand. But if it truly is a natural product, then they would be using essential oils, and they would list it in the ingredients as a proprietary blend of essential oils. But when they don't do that and they just say fragrance, legally they can put whatever they want in it without telling us what's in it. And so I stay far away from anything that has a fragrance listed on it, a perfume or a parfum. Parfum, it's P-A-R-F-U-M. So that's a pet peeve of mine, because when you're saying something is natural, as soon as you put a fragrance in it, it no longer is natural because you've added petrochemicals to it. There are a couple companies, like I said, that I really love because they're very honest about what's in their product. The first one is thehonestcompany.com, and they list everything in their product. They won't use fragrances at all, and they explain that really well in a blog. Then there's another company that I absolutely love, and that's Ojo Caliente. That's the spa resort that here in New Mexico. It's in a little town called Ojo Caliente, and they have hot springs there that are just to die for. They're fantastic. If you ever get a chance, it's an experience in a lifetime to go to that. But they have hair products, they have shampoo, conditioners, and lotions that are all natural. They're called Wild Crafted, and I love their products. And you can order them online. It's spelled OJOCALIENTE.com. And those are the ones that I can truly trust. And as I've said before, I'm not paid for any advertising by any of these people. They don't even know I'm talking about them. But I like to share it because when you are trying to live a petrochemical-free life, it can be pretty challenging with those kind of issues. And it's a big pet peeve of mine, because you can't call something natural when you've put all these natural products in there and then you put some petrochemicals in it. And when you claim that it's all natural, you need to back up your claim and prove it with the ingredients. Otherwise, I'm not going to buy the product. So that's why, a long time ago, I just started making my own products because of things like that. And there are some things I don't make. I don't make our shampoo and our conditioner. I'm terrible at that. But I do make the lotions. And this is starting to get to where it needs to get. We're real close. The last things, it's interesting, the last thing that melts is the beeswax. It's the thing that takes the longest to melt. So now I'm going to go and put the water in the microwave. I'll be right back. Okay, we got that started. So now our oil is almost cooked. And I'll bring it over for you to see in just a second so you can see what it looks like once it's melted. And we are up at 155, so we're going to take the heat off right now. And I'm going to show you how it's nice and clear. You can see there at the bottom there. It's all clear and all melted. Now I don't want it to lose too much heat while we're waiting for the water. But it's a little high, so it's a little over, it's around 165. So we're gonna let it cool just slightly. It can sit there, and I got that turned off. And our water is just 30 more seconds. Alright. Alright, we are exactly at 155, so I'm going to cool my candy thermometer off so that it'll be ready to check the water. I really should have 2 candy thermometers. It'd be easier. I'll put that on my list. Just got to be a little patient. Okay, here we go. I'm going to go get the water. Okay, so now I'm going to check the heat on this. And there we go. We're at 120. So now here's the really fun part. So I'm going to move the camera towards me so you can see the chemical reaction. Are you ready? Here we go. All right. There we go. And it all turns white, just like that. Isn't that cool? All right, so now this is where it starts to become lotion. So, depends on what kind of essential oil you want to use. It's really quite up to you. I'm using bergamot. It smells so lovely. So, in this particular brand, it takes about 15 drops for that one. But it varies, like I said, from a couple of drops to 15 to 20 drops. Every recipe says something a little different, and I really believe it's because of the essential oil. Just depends on which one you're using. Okay, so now this is the secret to my lotion, and this is how I hold it all together, and that's with the immersible blender. I have a really big problem confusing emulsifying wax and the immersible blender. I tend to say the same thing. I'm gonna make a little noise, and then I'm gonna bring the camera down so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm just gonna blend it up. Here we go. Doesn't take long, just, you know, a minute at the most. And you've got lovely, creamy, liquidy, gooey, wonderful lotion. And the next thing you're going to do is put that into a jar. And we're just going to run it through like that. I have tried to do that without a funnel. But I'm very bad at it. Whoops. Getting slippery. Lotion is so slippery. So it makes a little more than 2 of these jars. And the next step will be, you're going to just close it up like that and set it overnight, and then in the morning it'll be all nice and creamy and lovely. And I wish you could smell it. It smells so good. And it's a little too hot to put on. Well, right there is pretty good, but oh, it feels so nice. Hopefully you'll enjoy the video and you'll get to have fun making lotion yourself. Thanks for stopping by. Bye.